This podcast is brought to you by Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide you the best in shopping experience for everything firearms. With over 13,000 products from over 400 top brands, Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearm parts, shooting gear, apparel, and more. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, backed by fast shipping and an expert support team. Primary Arms, serving freedom since 2008. Find out more at frn.deals/PA. Hello and welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This podcast is for you if you just bought your first rifle or if you've been building them for years. There's something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Garth Over.
It's another podcast. We're here live. It's weird to say that we're live, but we are. We've actually got 4 people watching us already. That's so weird. But hey, we're here. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the podcast.
Yep. And, so we are back. We are live. It is not our normal recording night. And I think we're going to see a couple more of these things coming up. And we'll have a couple more of this. We'll try and keep you guys informed on what night it is that we will be recording here in the future, just so that you guys can join us if it is you want to.
Yeah.
But with that, we will get into things we have. So we already talked about Primary Arms. What else should we talk about, Garth?
Probably talk about Patriot Patch Company.
PatriotPatch.co.
Have you got the new patch yet? Like the new month? Or
I've seen
patch?
Pictures.
I've seen pictures of it too, and it looks pretty sweet. And I can't wait to hold it in my hand to add it to my patch wall. I really need to find a place for that because it's getting full, and I haven't hung it up yet.
Well, you could be like our house and have 4.
I could, and I have multiple walls where I would like to hang them, so I just haven't, put the nail into the stud yet. But we'll get there because I'll just figure I'll fill a few of them up before I actually hang them.
Fair enough. That's an easy way to do it. So there you have our fine sponsors at Patriot Patch. I have another training tip for us this week.
Well, let's hear it.
So our training tip this week, again, comes from Viking Tactics. And this is the 1 to 5 drill. So this is a drill 4 time and plus 1 second for a miss or outside the comm circle at 3 yards. Target, and the targets are all 1 yard apart. Start standing position, low ready. 1 round left target, 2 rounds middle target, 3 rounds right target, 4 rounds middle target, 5 rounds left target. So you do that and try and get it as fast as you can. And when they talk about the comm circle, that would be the A zone.
3 yards, it doesn't seem like that much, but it also puts you in a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot.
You really have to drive the gun.
Not like, just that, but it's more of a self-defense situation. The 3 yards, like that's a right in your face drill.
Yeah, it is definitely made. Sorry, while we get this. Hey, Larry, that's great news. I hope you love them as much as I do, because I know I love my flatline slings.
Oh, I got all mine, and I have them hooked up now, and I am now a sling guy, straight up.
Well, that's good. Well, Mike, when you say that's a lot of ammo, these drills we go through, we try and keep them as low as we can on ammo costs. But when you break this down, it really is only 15 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, you might run the drill 3 times, and I get that. Then you're looking at a box of ammo, but at the same time, you don't gain perfection without practice.
Yeah, and that's something that we all have to keep working on. And I know that I'm always training, and that's kind of the way I think we all should be.
Speaking of training, not to change subject completely, but did you ever get your dry fire training kit that you ordered?
For the AR?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Oh. Has it been ordered, or did you not order it?
No, I ordered it, but I think it was back ordered when I ordered it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was really excited to play with that. So
yeah, no, it's a back order as those things go.
That happens. Okay.
Yep. So what else new have you done this week, Garth?
Well, you know what I mean. I've got a box right behind us for new as far as PCC goes. I'm excited about that. I got the SIG MPX PCC, so that's gonna be added to the arsenal to better myself at the 3-gun or PCC competitions. What else do I got going on? Like I said, I got my flatline fiber, my 4 slings, and I added those to my a few of my guns. And man, I just never want to go without a sling ever again. I mean, there's a few I'm not going to put on there because I have bipods, and those are more for my bench shooting anyway. But the few that I did add, I'm so glad that I did that. Beyond that, just looking forward to the extended weekend we have coming up. You know, we've got the Labor Day weekend. Got the big poker run over in Brookings, South Dakota, the DAV poker run. If you're from the area, guys, come check it out this weekend. It's an awesome time to honor those who have served in our military that are no longer able to get to the VA themselves, and so we raise a lot of money, a lot of good money to go to help those veterans see their appointments.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't find a better cause.
No, it's fantastic. We usually have between 400 and 500 motorcycles show up, and I know it's a drizzly weekend, but over there it's supposed to be beautiful this weekend, and I'm really looking forward to it. I really wish I could take my bike, but it's still in the shop because of antelope. So yeah, I might take the boat over instead, the 89 Merc as it's deemed, and just cruise with the windows down.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nah, I'm okay with it because then I can just jam out to my old school tunes, and everyone be like, "All right, sweet car, dude." So,
yep, and so that's that's exciting. Anytime you get to really start working on new rifles or something, especially for competition, everyone gets excited.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that! She's so sweet.
Yep.
Didn't bring me one. That's fine.
But the rest of this going on, we had a couple more things that were kind of neat come up
thanks
this week that I thought was kind of neat. And one of the things that
we're good
we did that I thought was rather cool, I will include it in the show notes for this. I found, for anyone out there who's listening that has an astigmatism.
Absolutely. Your device.
Yep. And so this is something I found. Well, somebody else had turned me on into how to do it, and
are you doing the share page here?
Yep. I haven't. I will.
We could.
Yes, we will. I will share a picture of this. And as I do this while we talk, because that makes such great
live audio TV. Anyway, you can go up about it's fine.
What we have is a device to put on that works to fix your astigmatism or help you focus better with that dot. And now, granted, this is for a Romeo 5. That is what it says in the title. But it's an easy 3D printed thing. It took me 15 minutes to print it. And I did not put it on a Romeo. I put it on a Swamp Fox Liberator.
Well, I think you might have to print me one of those because I didn't realize how bad my astigmatism. I knew I had one, but after looking through that and then with it out on there, I mean, holy crap! There's a world of difference, and so.
Yep, but this is one of those things where I found it, and then I figured I'd try it out just to see what it does. And holy cats, man! Like it really, really fixed things up.
It's a game changer.
And in running to that, where you have that capability to fix that dot, that works on pretty much everything with a 22 millimeter lens. So a lot of your Holosuns, the Swamp Fox, obviously your SIG. The primary arms micro dot.
Yep.
Almost all of those that particular unit will work with. So that's one of those you can download the file from Thingiverse. Anybody out there who has a 3D printer and has an astigmatism where like red dots look like Africa, it really dials the size of that dot down. And I was absolutely amazed at how well it worked.
Yeah, right away when you showed me, I was like, no, okay, whatever. This is just another thing. But after looking through the optic, I was thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, you initially did the, oh, whatever. Dooley's doing another one of his weird things.
Dooley's doing Dooley things. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I was, oh shoot, this is okay. He's right.
Yeah, and
this
then
works.
so I don't know if I have an astigmatism. Okay, look through this red dot. Well, yeah, it looks like a red dot. Put it on and had the Sasquatch look through it. I guess I know I have an astigmatism. I guess he didn't realize that before. But
well, he's blind as a bat without those glasses, so
I know the feeling.
I'm getting there. I didn't used to wear these things. Now I do. I needed them since I was 13, but that's just because Luke shot me in the eye with a BB gun. A Christmas story came true. Yeah.
And that is why we always wear eye and ear protection, folks.
I was in his living room. I was playing a computer game.
Fair enough.
This game is horse crap.
So Garth, what we have coming up tonight is a interesting topic.
Yeah, when you first threw it out to me, I was like, okay, well, I mean, I went to the movie right away. That's exactly what I went to.
So we're here to talk clone rifles.
Clone rifles. Not to be confused with Clone Wars.
No, not to be, because our rifles actually hit things.
I don't want to hear this. I mean, I love this theme. It's great, but this is all I think about now.
Yep, and now we're taking off of YouTube.
Not yet. It's under 30 seconds.
Allegedly.
Well, that's what I've heard.
And when running through that, you have all sorts of other options to have as to things with Clone Wars and clone rifles and the like.
Mm-hmm.
So when running with the concept of a clone rifle, how that kind of came up on this topic was I was going through my safe and came across a thing I had that started.
You mean this thing right here?
Yeah, but we're not supposed to show those things.
We can't?
Not while we're streaming. It's a...
is that a Facebook thing or a YouTube thing?
Yes. And...
commies.
But having the M16A4 clone lower I have set up that does not have the right stock on it.
No.
Because it's just got whatever random A2 stock I bought, because I was using it with my proper M16A4 upper to practice for competitions. And I went, oh yeah, I've got this thing. And then I was always going to buy another 20-inch upper. And
before we jump too far down the rabbit hole, maybe we should explain for some of the listeners who aren't as, into this as you are.
Okay.
About what the clone rifle actually entails.
A clone rifle is a copy of a rifle. Now, the vast majority of clone rifles are from the military.
Okay.
And of that, even more of them are... it kind of started out as guys who were like, hey, I wanted to do an exact copy of the rifle I carried.
Yeah.
I know guys who have built, M16A2, I want this because it's what I had. And then they go, yep, I've got it.
So it's more for the military guy or the super fanatic that goes, I want to be like the military.
That's kind of what it started out as. And then as it progressed, then it was, well, I want the exact rifle that the Navy SEALs use. And I mean, it goes through, there are guys who have done this for Call of Duty rifles.
I was just going to say, that's what I see a vast majority of these millennials doing.
And that is, again, 100% okay.
No, it's fine.
It's just, we're not all there on the Call of Duty.
I used to be. I really did enjoy it, but then I tried that game for a little bit of just buying the replicas, not the exact clones, and man, that got expensive. So I stopped doing that.
He said in Chris Vector.
I owned a Chris Vector. I will admit that wholeheartedly. That was
Yep.
the only reason I owned a Chris Vector. And then I shot it and learned the firing pins were junk and got rid of that real quick.
Yeah, I never thought I would have to learn how to be a Chris Vector gunsmith.
Yeah, that was insane. Don't you still have one kind of floating around here somewhere?
No, that went on to its new home where it was traded for a PTR 9mm MP5 clone.
All right.
Yes. So, normal things.
Yeah, okay, fair.
But no, the clone rifle concept is, again, that's like, there's a couple different websites out there that are dedicated to it that go where to find them.
Mm.
And the most common things you'll find are people trying to make, the Mark 18 is probably the biggest one. HK 416s is another one. I know a couple of years ago, Brownells had a big run where they had everything except the lower to make a HK 416.
Mm.
And it was only like $2,300.
Didn't they have an A2 variant a couple years, or like a year ago, 2 years ago?
So Brownells does all kinds of rather awesome retro rifles.
They do.
And, that's one where you can get a more or less clone correct, rifle. There are guys who, 100% want them to have the right engravings. People will go crazy down this all the way to what kind of springs they're running inside of them.
Mm.
Not just, oh, hey, this looks right.
Mm-hmm.
This looks the part. They will go crazy on buying accessories and parts for these.
That's I guess if it's going to be a clone, why not all the way down to the details, right?
Yep, it's like, oh no, they will research it like crazy. Like, oh well, no, this spring technically had.
Well, I mean, technically it makes sense. I mean, because if you're going to show it off, because I'm sure a lot of these guys are doing that, pull it out of safe. It's their pride and joy. And anyone who knows anything about that gun is going to disassemble it and go, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. So I get it. Like, why not? Why not go whole hog,
Oh, I do too. I just also know that from many years, from my many years of military experience, that I'd go, oh man, I would love to change like 7 things about this rifle.
That's fair, but it's not mil spec.
That's right. And I don't drink Coors Light. So,
well, all right. Well, I can't argue that. So, I mean, your wife handed me a Strawberry Sky seltzer. It does not taste like water.
Well, those things will happen on occasion. So, going through here, like as we were talking earlier, I know that clone rifles are not specific to the AR, but it's where they are most common for. I mean, really, when you get down to it, Springfield Armory has made a company out of making a clone rifle of the M14 with their M1As. And, but going through what other ones people had, like, I never realized people were cloning FBI rifles and things of that nature. So, again, those are things that I didn't realize. And there are, again, websites devoted wholeheartedly to this.
Oh, yeah. I like the catchphrase on the last website, for addicts by addicts.
Yeah. And glancing through and looking at all these different clone rifles, again, the ones that I saw the most, or I have seen the most, rather, are the Mark 18s and, the M4s, the M4A1s, and the later years of the M16. But I also know guys who have built full-on M16A1s.
Well, especially now, I guess it wouldn't be technically a clone because those are all, fully.
The one guy I know who built a M16A1 It is a full auto
Well,
M16A1.
and that's where I get back to the whole idea of every part has to be original. But with the new triggers that are out there, with the bio triggers and the rare bird triggers and stuff like that, you could really, get as close as you could without being technically,
You could. You really could throw a Franklin Armory binary trigger into a lot of these and have it be a lot like or a lot closer
yeah,
to the original variant.
bump stock without the bump stock.
Oh no, that's the FRT.
Yeah.
Which here in a minute we might have to come back and talk about that because I don't know if we talked about the absolute Chad move that Rare Breed did to the ATF.
I think we touched on it briefly, but we can go back to it.
Yeah. I mean, when they go, hey, cease and desist, you have to stop doing that and give us your customer list. And they went, no.
Awesome.
Okay. The letter they responded to the ATF was, shall not comply.
Ballsy, and I like it.
Yeah, it's definitely one way to do it. So back to the topic of clone rifles. Again, the primary ones that you see are rifles that were carried into battle by service members. Now, there are other people who would do it up to be, a different rifle from a different time. I know that there are AK heads out there that'll do the same, but we don't need to talk about them. Well, Mike, one of the things that they did when they based the company was they based it out of their lawyer's office. So any documents for the company are attorney-client privileged. So they can't really subpoena anything out of their lawyer's office.
They were smart.
I mean, they may have known something like this was going to happen.
Oh, more than likely, yeah. Genius.
But so with those types of things coming up, we're going to get back to clone rifles just because this is one of those things where everybody kind of knows about them or has heard about them, but they don't really think about what all it entails. So you can, again, do clone rifles down to like as crazy detailed as you want to be like getting one of the crappy, mag pod or grip pods that are issued with M16A4 or I'm sorry, M4A1s. If you don't know what that is a vertical foregrip that has a bipod that pops out of the bottom of it.
Seen them. Don't know if I'd want one. Actually, I know that all of them I looked at are pretty expensive. So
yeah, they're not great.
No, not Joe.
Not my favorite.
But for
if you are 100% trying to do 100% clone correct, then you would put one on along with the right sights, getting the Knight's Armament rail, and then depending what you're going for, sometimes you'll have the right model of optic as well.
And I suppose a lot of these guns are also going to be tax stamped because they're going to be SBRs.
Yes, a lot, or some of them will, some of them won't. So you can go like, all right, well, I did this as close as I could, but I'm not going to pay the extra money to make it an SBR.
So you'll be rocking a 16-inch variant.
Or running a pistol brace.
Yeah, that's not out of the questions of possibility, I suppose.
Yep. So, well, that is something that's 100% capable of doing, where you run that pistol brace, and it might not be 100% correct. The spirit of it is there.
Fair.
There's actually engravers who make like their entire living doing just the markings.
That's cool. I know we know a guy.
Yeah, we know a guy, but we've never had him do that stuff for us.
Yet.
And it's like as I flip through here, and we look up some of the refals and things, you'll see them looking in at finding out what the exact thing you want to do is, and then the colors, and getting all of that done to include like the proper markings on the magwell to look like the QR codes that you would have hanging from supply stuff. And it's just one of those odd things that people don't really realize is as popular as it is.
And I see they have, oh yeah, they can do that there on their website. Or if you only knew like a Cerakote chick that we talked to a couple weeks ago, that would be able to make that happen on your rifle. So, I mean, the more I think about it, I mean, you're going to spend some serious cash on any number of these rifles.
Yep, you can. You can also get away with it for fairly cheap. Like the if you didn't care about the 100% authenticity.
There it is.
That's a word. Words are hard.
Words are hard.
But not caring about the 100% authenticity. If you did something like bought one of the Aero Precision M16 A4 lowers,
go on,
and then you're like, oh hey, I have this because sometimes I shoot an M16 A4 upper, and you snap it together and go, okay, yep, this works just fine. It just switch doesn't go all the way around. Not that we ever do that anyway. But then you went, hey, you know what? PSA has a sale right now.
They do.
And you purchased that 20-inch M16A4 upper and snapped those two things together. Well, it wouldn't be anywhere correct in the actual manufacturers. Everyone's going to look at it and be like, that's an M16A4.
It's going to look real good and safe. Or when you pull it out of the gun range. So, yeah.
Yeah, safe, gun range, random sidewalk encounters.
Oh, I haven't had any of those yet. But hey, we might have to in the future because I heard rumors today about Michigan. So,
well, the only reason why I say random sidewalk encounters is that happens to me on occasion.
Yeah, but with you, it's different. Gunsmith, come here, look at this.
Yeah, that is about the way it is. And one of the local PD officers actually just got a hold of me. Hey, my new blaster came in, and he was going to stop by and check it out. He drove by to see if anyone was actually home to receive it.
Was that today?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that because I was headed up the block and I was going to wave at you, but there was so much traffic that I just kept going. So.
Yep. So those things happened. And he was like, hey, what's going on? And, oh, hey, yep. And we talked blasters for a little bit and then carried on. But so those things happen. And that's the only reason why random sidewalk encounters happen.
Yeah.
It's, and like you said, sometimes that, hey, gunsmith.
I've been with you when it's happened. So,
hey, can you take a look at this? Well, all right.
The Runnings parking lot, Walmart parking lot, grocery parking lot, out on your front sidewalk. Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah. I don't know why everyone thinks I know things.
Oh.
Oh, well.
There we go.
Yep. So, again, going into that, and then you can actually do, like we talked about there, we've been really focusing on the military side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are a couple of these that have come straight out of video games.
Examples?
The Honey Badger.
Sure.
So the Honey Badger, it's anybody who's played the games apparently knows exactly what it is. It's a little shorty 300 blackout, and they had it in the game, and they went, huh. So they made it. Then there was a unicorn gun.
There was, I guess that falls under the category of the Vector as well, then I suppose. Yeah.
Yep, it was a unicorn gun, and somebody went out and made an exact duplicate of that as
Yeah,
well.
and now you owe your daughter one. So
Yeah, I know those things happen. Uh,
I can't read it. You have to read it.
oh, it's just from support your local sheriff, and because you tinker with things and figure things out.
Fair enough.
Yep. But when we have those things going through there, it is great to see people we know talking to us again tonight, and the unicorn gun, some of the just for funsies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those things have gotten into some of these clone builds. And that's where you're talking about, like our guest we had when we had Cerakote Chick on. I'm sure she could tell you she has probably done some of the finite details.
Oh, easily.
On, you know, getting the HK logo on the right spot. I know I listened to another show where a guy sent a lower off to have it engraved and color filled for HK. And he got it back, and so he had like $3,000 into this build.
They goofed it up, didn't they?
They called him and was like, "Hey, are you guys gonna have this coming?" And he went, Yeah, no problem. And it was kind of taking a little while. And like he had supplied pictures and everything. But they took the markings off of the HK airsoft gun.
Oh no.
Like to include what PSI it was shooting airsoft BPs at for his 416 clone.
I can only imagine the conversation.
Well, after you've done cut metal out.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm saying I can only imagine the conversation.
Yeah, that's a hard one to come back from.
Oh, nope. That's why I haven't done all that detail and stuff into mine, because I'm so freaked out about things like that happening. Because I have that kind of luck when it comes to stuff like that. Just not good.
You would be an angry elf.
Yeah.
And so was this guy. Like, admittedly, he was, and rightfully so, he was a little put out by the whole situation.
Did they fix it? Or, I mean, like, did they make it right or not?
Last I'd heard, no. But he eventually just got to be like good humored about it. He wanted to go hang it in HK's booth at SHOT Show this last year.
Oh yeah, you have to at that point, because you've dumped so much money into it. You can either laugh about it, you can cry about it. I mean, but yeah, that would suck a lot.
Yes, it would. And that is one of the downfalls of the clone build. Is the other part is guys will look for the right accessories and stuff like that. Clone rifles can get asininely expensive.
I believe that, and I have that personality where if it's not 100% right, I don't want it. And so, as far as within the legal parameters, I should say.
Fair enough. So I'm going to right now pull up a clone list to do a proper clone for a M16 or an M4A1 Block 1 rifle. For your lower receiver, you'd need a Colt AR or Colt A2 profile lower with UID label. An LMT SOP Mod Gen 1 Colt Car or Colt Waffle for your stock. Standard A2 grip. And a standard, Colt GI spick. A standard GI trigger guard. And the rear sling mount would be a CQD. Upper receiver has to be a Colt AF keyhole or square. A 14.5-inch SOCOM profile barrel. Colt front sight post muzzle or gas block. A Knight's Armament NT4 flash hider. Handguards would be the Knight's Armament RAS or RAS. Colt full auto bolt carrier group. Standard GI charging handle, either a Matek for a rear sight or a Knight's Armament Lollipop. Again, that front sight would be the front sight post. Now, getting into optics, this is where you have a couple different options.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So you have the Aimpoint Comp M2 with Wilcox Aimpoint GI mount, Aimpoint Comp M4, Trijicon TA01 NSN ACOG, EOTech 553, EOTech XPS 3.0, E-Clan Spectre DR 1-4, or the EOTech and the EOTech G33 anodized. So that G33 anodized would be just a flip over magnifier, and only the really cool kids got those. So a light, you could have a Surefire M951 fat body, Surefire M Series Various, Insight M3X, the Insight WMX 200 bronze rotational fixed. And for your laser, you would have a PEC 2A, a PEC 15, Atabal C, LAS PEC 16 AB. And if you wanted to run a suppressor, it would be a Knight's Armament NT4. Again, your front sling mount would be a CQD. And foregrip, a Tangdo down full-size grip pod. Now, the amount of money that you're going to spend getting all that stuff together,
insane.
Oh yeah, you're talking $1,200 for your laser.
Yeah, I can't imagine the optics alone. Well, we're probably looking at $1,500 for any of those optics.
Aimpoints aren't that bad in price. More expensive ones on there would be the E-Clans and the ACOGs.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, the Aimpoints are going to be in that $700 range.
It's going to be like a $4,000, $5,000 rifle. I mean,
yeah,
easy. Like I get it. Like if you got to have that one gun in your collection, shadow boxed, above the fireplace, fine, cool. Like I get it. I've been there, but I know there's guys that have the entire list, and props to them for having it. Cool. I mean, anymore. I just like buying stock and just doing a little customization. You don't need to go. I enjoy the modularity of the AR, but man, like to go that extreme is just too much for me. Maybe I'll be that guy sometime, or I don't know, but like, maybe not. We'll see what happens in the next 3 months.
That is a fair statement. And like I said, I was started down the path of the clone rifle once.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I went through that phase a year and a half, 2 years ago when I had to have the exact A2 with the wood stock and everything like that, and then Boyd's kind of screwed me over because they didn't make that particular rifle grip, and then that just ended that real quick. I don't even have that gun anymore. So,
yep, and there is some of that to be said. And like I said, if I did my upper, and I got my 20-inch A4 style upper from Palmetto State Armory, clicking through our affiliate link.
Oh,
and went through and did that. Then I would probably have to buy an ACOG to slap on top of that.
Yeah.
And have more money in an optic than I would in the rest of the setup.
Yeah, $1,200 to $1,500 in that optic alone.
Yeah.
So.
But it would sure be cool.
It would be really cool, and I that's what it is for me. The clone guns, it's a cool factor. It's look what I did, Mom. It's neat.
It is. It's I know I enjoy them because having the clone guns, it is. There's a little bit of nostalgia.
It's what it is. It's about bringing history to life.
Yep, it's like I said, a lot of the guys I know who have them. And I'm not quite sure why we just dropped off Facebook and back, but having it having that same rifle you had while you were deployed, like there's something to be said about a kind of a comfort factor.
Oh yeah, I get it. Like this is what you carried for 9 months to a year, and this is what kept your ass alive. I get it.
Yep, it's very much so a, hey, I like this. This is my security blanket.
Yeah, this is, what is it? There are many rifles, but this one is mine. I don't know the exact quote. You do, so.
Yep, and having the ability, or the desire and want to make that exactly the same, I totally understand where that comes from.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's cool.
So I think that kind of beats clone rifles to death.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I'm sure we could talk to somebody on that could tell you, oh no, you see, you need to have these springs, and which is fine, but since we don't have that guy on, and I am not as knowledgeable on that stuff as I should be for what springs go where with what rifles.
Yeah.
We do have a couple more interesting things popping up though here in the near future. One, we do have some more affiliates, and if you go to our website at firearmsradio.tv/AR15 podcast, you'll find all of our affiliate links to click through. So we have a Facts and Firearms link now.
We do.
So for sweet barrels, even full guns, even for non-AR stuff.
Cool.
Like 1022s, not pistol barrels.
I love 1022s, man.
Then, of course, we have our Palmetto State Armory.
We do.
And then another one that we're kind of excited to have on is the My Medic affiliate link. So we have that one on to get some medical supplies.
Which is always a good thing to have, no matter what.
Yep. Oh, and Mike, do springs really make that much of a difference?
Not to me, but to some people, yeah.
Not to the function. I mean, they will a little bit.
Sure.
But the guys who are concerned about what brand of springs are concerned about having things that approximate. It's kind of like I went over to it was a friend of mine's dad's place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his dad and his uncle had a shop. And I went over there and they were restoring a Corvette. And when he had it up on the hoist and had like everything running, like it had it running and got it hot.
Yeah.
And then he was dripping paint down the exhaust because when they made, that year Corvette,
yeah,
they would put the frame and the engine and everything in, and then roll everything through. So they would put the panels on and paint the metal parts before the fiberglass. So they would have these drips of paint from the factory.
Wow. That's detailed.
And so, yep, that's what it is. It's just 100% being meticulous. And that's kind of what the whole concept of when we talk about guys trying to get down to the right springs. Like I said, there are guys who freak out about the A2, bird cage flash suppressor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, you need to have the Knights Armament one. Why? Because it costs $100, and it's it doesn't look any different than the $5 one.
No,
but hey,
he'll know.
To each their own.
Yeah, that's right.
And so we have those affiliates coming up. So back to our affiliate links that we had.
We have those affiliates.
Yes. And those, by all means, are things that we want all of you to click through, help the show out. you're going to buy stuff. We know you're going to go hit up the PSA Labor Day sale.
Oh, yeah.
Just click through our link before you do and help the show.
Please do. That'd be awesome.
And while we're doing that, Garth, you got anything else to add for a little bit? Well, I look up the shoulder brace.
Well, besides our affiliates, I mean, I'll just get the plugs out now. You guys, you can find us at the AR15 Podcast on Facebook, AR15 Podcast 2.0 at gmail.com, or AR15 Podcast 2.0 at Instagram. We really do appreciate all your comments and all your emails. We try to answer back as quick as we can. We enjoy the interaction with you guys. And so I do let Dooley do a lot of the talking on there, but I try to answer back when I can, when I think it's a question that I can answer suitably. So we really do appreciate all your comments. And as he's pulling up the criteria for the braces, how many days do we have left on the braces now? It's coming up here within the week, isn't it?
So the braces must be the comments on braces must be submitted on or before September 8th.
Yeah, so we're looking at a week out.
Yeah.
Yep, a week. That's Wednesday. Next Wednesday. So if you've had not had an opportunity to get your comment to the ATF regarding pistol braces, please do, guys. This is all about your civil rights as far as the gun movement goes. Our Second Amendment rights are on the line here. And please go out, make a comment. Don't be an ass about it. Be respectful. They aren't going to view your comment if you're not respectful. And yeah, we want as many gun guys as we can to get out there and have their voices heard.
Yes, this is something that we should all be working towards. And I mean, there are so many things that we should be looking at with this. I mean, this ends in 6 days.
It does. How many comments? Can we see how many comments we have?
I cannot right now.
Not right now. Okay. Well, it's the ATF. They're being a little tricky.
Yep. But again, if you listen to this show regularly, they pushing this out is another big thing that has to be coming. And pushing out like this, where we're really trying to make sure that we all get that happening, is so important. I can't even put words to it.
Yeah.
Lastly, Mike, say when will we hear about other topics we had to talk about? I know that we have a couple of them coming up. We are still waiting to have a subject matter expert on some band state rifles get back to us. And because I cannot speak to anything band state related.
Yeah, it's hard to do when we live out here in free America.
Yep. So I feel for all of those of you behind occupied territory.
We do. And hey, if you want to move out here, you're more than welcome to come. Just leave your liberal, goofy ideas at home.
Well, when we get burning through the rest of this, I don't have a lot more for this week.
I don't either. It's been a yeah. Sorry, reading comments. No, yeah, it's been a good topic. The clone guns, they're a neat concept. It's something I'm probably not going to get a whole gun ho about, but teach their own. If you guys are into that, good on you. And I will definitely look at your pictures if you send them, and you can tell me your stories about them, and I would gladly listen to. But it's just not for me.
Yeah, and I beat things up way too much to.
Well, I guess then there's only one thing to say. Happy trails until we meet again.
And well, guys, I'm still not singing. So you guys out there, stay safe and stay armed.